What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great one, and again, I hope you're staying safe out there. It's kind of crazy. Today my dad and I have actually been chipping away at this thing, figuring out how to take off the spring hangers and all that stuff, and I want to show you what we've done so far. So we've actually spent about the last hour or so, I would say, and we removed 8 rivets, which I think is pretty decent. Those things are always a pain to take out, and we basically took out the bump stops, which by far they were the easiest ones to take out, and these ones pretty much lived right about there. And all we did is we took the grinder with the cutoff wheel and cut the rivets off. Now the part that was pretty fun were the rear leaf spring hangers. Now these ones basically lived right there, and what I did is I went ahead and did the same thing that I did with the bump stop. I went ahead and cut the tops of them off and then broke it off with the chisel on basically this one, that one, and that one. And then for these two, as you can see, they are kind of inside of your body mount. So what I did is I actually came from inside of the frame, and I actually used a flop wheel, and I ground off the tops of the rivets. So basically just that little bump. Now be careful, I just barely scratched the surface of the frame. Like that is nothing. Like you can feel a little difference, but that's mostly just grease build up. You don't want to go too deep in there. You don't actually want to go into your frame. You just want to stop right as soon as you grind this little bump off. Once it's completely grinded off, just don't go past into the frame. Now, once I had it off, what I did is I punched these two up with another punch, punched them out, and then I basically hit that leaf spring hanger with my beater, beat it out this way, and it came out. And basically with the tools that I had available to me, I think that was the easiest way to take that off. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and show you guys, just so that you have an idea of how to do it. But yeah, anyways, let's jump right into that. Okay guys, and just like that, we got that bump stop out of here. This side was a little bit harder than the passenger side because we have these crossmember nuts in the way, so we couldn't get the grinder in as easily as I would have liked to. But nonetheless, we got them out. On the front side, we ended up beating it a little bit more than I would have liked to, but again, we couldn't get the grinder in at the perfect angle to be able to cut it off completely, or at least half of the way. So we went ahead and beat it with the chisel and the hammer until the head of that rivet kind of twisted up a little bit, and we were able to get the grinder in a little bit better, and we cut it off a little more, then we beat it completely off. On the back side, so like on this one right here, like you saw, we used the bandsaw and we got up behind it and completely cut it off. So once we had both the rivet heads cut off, I went ahead with my good old trusty beater and beat it out completely. And then you go from underneath and then you kind of hit up on the bodies of the rivets and then punch them the rest of the way out. I used this punch right here, and that worked perfectly. Also, getting one of these handles for your punches is a really good idea. It keeps your fingers a little bit safer. And now we're gonna start on the fun part, which is gonna be this rear leaf spring hanger. And again, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and get these bottom two cut off, these rear ones cut off, which I kind of didn't realize we had the e-brake cable back here. That's gonna give us a little bit of a fight, but it's okay. And then lastly, I'll get these two cut off from the back side, like I was talking about. Okay, so we just finished grinding all of those heads from the rivets off. Now, like you saw, I ended up actually... Shush! Trying to make a video. Anyway, so like you saw, I ended up actually grinding all of the heads from the side, from the actual inside of the frame, because it's gonna be pretty hard getting at them from the outside, and it actually worked out really, really well. So now what I'm gonna do is punch out the two bottom ones, and like I said, once I have those two punched out, I'm gonna hit this bracket from the inside, hit it out this way, and hopefully it should just fall out. At least that's the way that it worked out on the passenger side. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, we got it out, which was probably one of the hardest parts of this project so far. But as you saw, we got it out, and we still have all 4 rivets on there. So like I said, we ended up beating it from right there, and it came out. We did have to go back and grind a couple of these, so just a little bit more, because they still had a little bit of a head on them. But we were, at the end of the day, able to get them out. Now let me go underneath and show you something else that we did have to do. So now, as you probably saw from some of those time lapses, we moved all of our fuel lines, brake lines, all that stuff out of the way. And what I did is, they're just held with these little clips, with the little pine tree clips or whatever. So I removed this one from the fuel line, and then one further back. And then a brake line, this one, I just removed it from its clip right there. And now that I'm done with this, well, I'm actually gonna leave it here until we're done with the whole swap, because I know that I am gonna have to be drilling holes in here too. But basically that's what I did. I also tied a bungee rope, went over the transmission into the other frame rail, and that was just to pull it up and kind of back so I can get my grinder in here. But yeah, now with that out of the way, the next couple of things that we're gonna take off are gonna be our steering gearbox. We're gonna take this out, and then we also gotta take out that cross member, as well as replace this U-joint right there with our conversion U-joint. And we've also, throughout the whole day, we've been spraying the frame down with a degreaser, trying to get it cleaned out and ready for paint, which I'm gonna go ahead and spray it one more time, spray the whole frame, and then actually hose it down. And we'll probably do that a few times before we're actually ready to paint this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then move on to removing the last few things that we gotta remove from this thing. So let's get right to that. Okay guys, so we got the steering gearbox out. It was actually pretty easy. As you can see, it's out. This side's the side that actually bolts onto the frame, just using those 3 bolts that I believe were, I think they were 18 mil. Don't quote me on that, I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I think they were 15, 18 mil, something like that. They were basically just these 3. And then on the steering box, you gotta remove the feed and the return, I believe, line off of it, as well as 1 bolt that holds on the steering shaft, and then you can just drop it down. That was pretty easy. And now we're gonna move on to the transmission cross member, get that pulled out, and we'll be good. We got the cross member out. Hopefully the GoPro caught it, because it did run out of battery. I gotta buy a new battery for that thing. But anyways, we got this cross member out. It was relatively easy. It's 2 nuts for your actual transmission, 3 on the driver's side right there, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 on the passenger side. Well, I guess 5. These 2 on the upper frame rail, 1 on the lower, and then 2 that connect both halves to each other. So we got that out, pretty easy. And now let me show you why we are taking this one out. Okay, so this unit right here, this freaking beefy ass unit, is gonna be our new cross member. And for those of you that might not know, the reason why I'm taking out this cross member is because with the CF5 transmission, the manual transmission trucks, you have to run a different cross member, because on the passenger side, instead of bolting inside of the frame like this one will, it's the side that kind of comes up. So basically this side mounts on the outside of the frame rail right here, and our radius arm bracket is gonna mount right around that same area, and this wouldn't let it mount properly. So now what this does is it mounts on the inside of the frame rail, which should take care of any problems that other cross member would have. And I got this from the guys over at Absolute Customs. I believe is their name. I always forget, but I'll leave a link to it down in the description. It's a beefy ass unit. Like, I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to throw it on, and it mounts very similar to the other unit, with the exception that on this side it only mounts using this one hole, and on the passenger side it mounts basically the same way. It uses this other bracket. Also, the reason why I took off the steering gearbox is basically because we're going to be running a 2006 steering gearbox on there, and that's going to be for a few reasons. One is just because it's a newer, better unit, and then the pitman arm on it is going to be a direct bolt-on to our Super Duty axles, and it's just going to play better with our new steering pump, as well as a few other things that I'm going to be running on this truck. But yeah, those are two things that you might not need to do. So if you don't want to switch out your steering gearbox, all you have to do is rim out the pitman arm to accept all kinds of trash on me. But yeah, all you have to do is rim out that pitman arm to accept the Super Duty steering. And then if you have an automatic, you wouldn't need that at all. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, throw that new cross member in, and we'll pick up from there. Okay guys, so it's super tight down here, but you can get a pretty good view from underneath how it all looks. So this is the passenger side, and like I said, that other piece mounts to the top, and then this mounts to the bottom. So what you want to do is throw that one on first. You'll throw that one on first, and then you want to remove your skid plate. Mine's already back, but you want to remove that. And what you want to do is you want to slide, because this thing, as you can see, it mounts on the inside of each frame rail. So what we did is we slid it in from the back into the frame rails, and then slide it back into place. Get your transmission mount in place, bolt that up. I forgot to mention that you actually have to remove this little piece right here, the mount to the transmission, like that, like bushing mount, whatever you want to call it. You want to remove it from your transmission and actually bolt it to the cross member before you slide it, because if you don't, unless I did this wrong, you can't mount this cross member with it being on the transmission. You can't get, or at least I couldn't get the transmission high enough to be able to clear these things. So like I said, you want to remove it from your transmission, mount it on the cross member before you slide it into place. That was the easiest way that I found to do this. And then you want to bolt your frame rail, and then these ones, and then get everything tight. And this thing looks awesome. I'm gonna get up from underneath the truck and show you guys how this looks, but I think it turned out awesome. So here's a quick view so you can see what it looks like. And that thing looks, it's stout. It really looks pretty damn good. So here's a pretty good view of it. Like I said, that thing is freaking stout. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, we got a lot done today. We got the frame completely stripped down of everything that we don't need, and then we installed our first part for this front end swap, which I'm super excited about. So now in the next few episodes, we're actually gonna start painting the frame and then throwing on the rest of our new parts, and I am super excited about that. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't, as well as make sure you check out the rest of the playlist. I think it's over here. Check that out, as well as some of the other videos that I have on the channel. And again, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave any comments, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys for the next one.